I'm here with top Las Vegas DUI defense lawyer Michael Becker. And Mike, a question that we often get from people is, when is a DUI a felony in Nevada? Now, normally, sort of first offense, simple DUI is just a misdemeanor. Right?
That's correct.
But there are times that it can be a felony. A DUI can be a felony, which is much more serious. And what are those circumstances?
There are three ways in which a DUI can become a felony. First, if you have 3 DUIs within a 7-year period, that third DUI can be charged as a felony DUI. Second, if you're involved in a DUI that results in substantial bodily injury or death, that could be charged as a felony.
And just to clarify, injury to another person, right? Not yourself.
That's correct.
Okay.
And third would be if you've ever had a felony DUI, if you get another DUI in the state of Nevada, they will charge that as a felony.
So basically, if you have two or more priors, if you cause an injury to another person, or if you've had a prior felony DUI for any reason, then this DUI would be charged as a felony.
That is correct.
Now what's the significance? I mean, I think we all intuitively know felony is a lot worse than misdemeanor, but practically speaking, here in Nevada, what's the difference with a felony?
Well, the problem is that felony DUIs in the state of Nevada are non-probationable. So for a third-time DUI, you're looking at least 1 year in jail as a consequence. And for a DUI causing substantial bodily injury or death, you're looking at 2 to 20 years. So the stakes are very high if you're charged with a felony DUI in the state of Nevada.
But is it possible to get it reduced? I mean, to sort of negotiate, let's say, a felony DUI down to a misdemeanor?
It is possible. It's not uncommon in Clark County, for example, for the district attorney's office to agree to let you plead to a third-time DUI as if it were a second-time DUI. If you can point out to the prosecutor that there are some weaknesses in the case, that's often a negotiation that you can obtain. Also, there is a DUI court in Clark County, and you can make an application to participate in the DUI court. And if you're accepted into that court, it's a very rigorous program. But if you stay clean, if you don't drink, if you stay out of trouble, and you do the requirements that are asked of you, you can actually avoid going to prison on a third-time DUI.
Now, what about trial? Because I know with misdemeanor DUI, if you take it to trial, it's a trial in front of a judge, right?
That's correct.
And it's different, though, if you take a felony DUI to trial.
That's correct. In Nevada, there's no right to a jury trial on misdemeanor cases. And in fact, you don't get a jury trial on misdemeanors. But you do have a right to a jury trial on felony cases where there are 12 jurors. In order to be convicted, all 12 have to unanimously agree to find you not guilty.
And if you have a good DUI defense lawyer, such as yourself, if you take a felony DUI case to trial, then certainly there's a possibility that your lawyer could get an acquittal, a not guilty verdict.
That's correct. I think that the likelihood of a not guilty verdict goes up substantially when you're trying a case in front of a jury versus trying it in front of a judge. Because what happens is typically the judges hear the same cases over and over again. And I think that even the judges would probably agree that a certain level of cynicism takes over at some point where you start to just see the cases as one and the same. And because juries, they don't hear DUI cases every day, there's a lot more reason to believe that a jury will be willing and able to take a really fresh look at the facts. And so I think that's why criminal defense attorneys have a lot more confidence in their ability to sway a jury than swaying a judge who hears a lot of cases involving the same types of facts.
And with a court trial in front of a judge, the prosecutor only has to convince one person, whereas with a jury trial, the prosecutor has to convince 12 people unanimously of the person's guilt, right?
That's correct. So I think that the opportunity for success is much higher in a felony case where you have a jury than it would be in a misdemeanor case in front of a judge.
So for someone who's charged with felony DUI here in Nevada, I mean, the bad news is it's a lot more serious and you could go to prison for years. But the good news is with a good DUI defense lawyer, your chances of getting a not guilty verdict at trial are actually greater.
certainly greater than they would be if you were just trying the case in front of a one-person judge. I'm attorney Michael Becker with the Las Vegas Defense Group. And at the Las Vegas Defense Group, we've assembled a team of attorneys who are dedicated to fighting your DUI case in order to achieve a reduction or a dismissal. If you've been charged with a DUI in Las Vegas or anywhere in the state of Nevada, call us at 702-DEFENSE. Tell us your side of the story, and let's see what we can do to help you.